It was a Friday night in March 2003, and a 25-year-old software engineer from Los Angeles had come to Las Vegas to watch college basketball. On a whim, he dropped about $100 into a slot machine at the Excalibur Hotel. He turned his head for an instant. When he looked back, the symbols had lined up, and he had just won $39,700,000, the largest slot jackpot ever paid out on Earth. Now, here is the strange part. The casino handed over the money, posed for the picture, celebrated with him, and then went right back to being one of the most reliably profitable businesses in the world. So the question we have to ask is this: if a casino can hand a stranger $40 million and still be confident about its profit, where exactly does the money come from?
The obvious answer is that the games are rigged. That somewhere, in a back office, somebody is fixing the wheel. But the real answer is stranger, more elegant, and, for anyone who has ever lost an evening at a table, more frustrating. It is called the house edge. And to understand it, you do not need to find a conspiracy. You need to find a roulette wheel. Picture an American roulette wheel. 38 pockets, the numbers 1 to 36, plus a 0 and a double 0. Now, suppose you put $100 on red. There are 18 red pockets, 18 black, and 2 green. So if the ball lands, you are not betting on an even game at all. You are betting on an 18 out of 38 chance of doubling your money, against a 20 out of 38 chance of losing it. Run the numbers, and this is what it gives you. For every $100 you wager, the game returns about $94.74. The casino keeps $5.26. That is the house edge. It is not a trick. It is the built-in bias of the game itself, and nearly every game in the building carries one. None of it is magic. It is just math, a small advantage baked into the rules that works on average and only works over a very large number of bets.
A casino does not need to win every bet. It does not even need to win every player. It needs one thing: enough bets from enough people that the small average has time to lock in. Statisticians call it the law of large numbers. Let me make it concrete. One player bets $100 on roulette. The casino expects about $5. Not a business. But the same player on a long night easily wagers $1,000, spinning again, chasing the last number, rebetting every win. Expected loss? About $50. Now multiply that by the whole floor. 1,000 players, 10,000 spins. And in a single month, Nevada's regulators counted slot machines producing roughly $900 million of gaming revenue, twice what the table games made. Now add the volume of a whole company. MGM Resorts, one of the largest casino companies in the world, reported $6.7 billion of slot handle in just one quarter and turned it into $688 million of win. 10% of an enormous, continuous, repeating flow of money. That is the whole trick. A tiny edge multiplied by enormous volume equals a fortune you can almost set your watch by.
But wait, why do people keep coming back? That is where the building itself does its job. And a casino floor is engineered as carefully as any machine. Look around. Find a clock. You will not. Find a window. You will not see one either. Time does not exist on a gaming floor. The layout is deliberately wound so the exit is never obvious. And the lights, the music, the rhythm of the slots, it all does the same thing. Keeps you seated, reaching, playing a little longer than you meant to. Even the machines themselves are built to a psychological script. You have seen it.
two jackpot symbols line up, the third stops one place short. The near miss. Your brain reads it as almost winning, and that is not coincidence. Academic studies, including a 2024 University of British Columbia study, found that near misses actually make people gamble faster and bet more right after. The casino does not need to rig the game. It just needs you to keep spinning.
Here is what surprises most people. The casino is barely about gambling anymore. Walk off the floor, and the machine keeps feeding itself through the rest of the building. The hotel rooms, the restaurants, the shows, the convention halls. The numbers make it obvious. In the fiscal year that ended in mid-2025, Nevada's largest casinos reported total revenue of $30.8 billion. But only $11.2 billion of that, just over a third, actually came from gaming. Everything else, food, drink, rooms, entertainment, was the rest. A casino is an entertainment complex whose real job is to make sure you never leave. And the machine you stayed for is the reason you stay long enough to buy everything else. Now, the strange case of the high rollers, the players who bet $1 million on a single hand of baccarat. You would think the casino would fear them. Instead, it gives them private jets, suites, personal hosts. Why spend so much on people who might win huge? Because a high roller is actually the casino's most predictable customer. Look at baccarat, the game that dominates a place like Macau, the world's biggest casino market, where it accounts for around 90% of everything won. The house edge on the banker bet is barely 1%, tiny. But a high roller bets $1 million a hand, dozens of hands a night, every week. Roll that tiny edge over that enormous volume, and it becomes a very predictable stream. Macau's regulators show that a small group of VIP players produces around a quarter of the region's casino revenue. The casino even spends roughly 40% of a high roller's theoretical value just to keep them coming back. And it still comes out ahead, because the volume is so large that the average always holds. So, why do casinos always win? Not because every game is fixed, not because they are always luckier. Because a casino is probability turned into a business. Every individual bet is a lottery, but the casino is not running one bet. It is running millions. Flip a coin once, and you cannot predict the result. Flip it 10,000 times, and you can predict the result almost exactly. That is what a casino does with your money. The man who won $39.7 million was the headline, the best of the drama. But on the same floor, the same night, thousands of other players bet into the same odds and handed over, a few dollars at a time, the machine's predictable profit. The casino's genius is not luck or cruelty or sleight of hand. It is the quiet math that turns randomness into revenue. A small edge repeated over an enormous number of bets from a great number of people until the average locks into a number the casino can plan its year around. The machine does not need to win every hand. It just needs to keep running.